Hello Booktube, my name is Carmen and welcome to Tomes and Textiles. Today I am here with the YouTube Newbie Tag that my friend Nicole has tagged me in. I am super nervous to tell you about myself and tell you about my channel because I have never quite felt worthy to be on YouTube. I've always felt like this is where people who know how to edit videos are, and I have never felt competent in either of those, so you will be learning along the way with me. Nicole's tag is a little bit different from some of the other videos that I saw. My friends Steph and Emma have also made videos. I'm tagging everything below, as well as the order of questions I'll be going in for Nicole's tag. However, I will start with an introduction. My name is Carmen, like I said. I live in Florida with my husband and my elder dog, Vila. I'm a full-time content creator. I started that in 2023, but I started Bookstagram 9.5 years ago, roughly, and TikTok in 2021. As a full-time bookish content creator, I not just make things on social media, I also have a Patreon. My Patreon subscribers get all the news first, so if you would like to join my Patreon and contribute to my financial well-being, head on over there. Whether you're a paid or unpaid subscriber, all of my Patreon subscribers get access to my Discord book club. Every month we pick a different Latinx book and we read it and discuss it. This month we are reading You Dreamed of Empires by Alvaro Enrique, and we will be doing a chat with him. I have been sort of telling everyone on social media, my Patreon subscribers already know that, but if you want the Zoom link to join our private chat with Alvaro, you've got to join my Patreon. That is, of course, linked down below. So the goal of this channel is to help readers read beyond the bestseller list, and in particular, as someone who is Cuban American, I focus on Latine literature because Latine books only make up about 6% of traditionally published books, while the Latine population makes up about 20% of the United States. So there is severe underrepresentation of Latine literature in traditional publishing, as well as the fact that there's a lot of evidence to me that proves the fact that most Latine literature does not see much of a budget insofar as advertising and marketing. My intent for being on Booktube is not to copy and paste all my other content that I'm making on other social media platforms, except for shorts, but I think shorts kind of came after the fact, so I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I'm hoping to do is start by posting 1 to 2 times a month and then increasing that to a weekly frequency once I get used to editing and sort of the rhythm of this app. But we'll get to some of the things that I'm planning a little bit later in this introduction. Some things about me before we get really deep into this getting to know me and my Booktube channel is that I believe that books and reading are political. I am anti-book bans, anti-censorship. I'm a huge lover of art, photography, film, and music. I've said this a million times in my life, but music saved me and books keep me going. I love bright colors in life, and I will be wearing a lot of vintage clothes on this channel. I love yoga and Pilates, but not for the reasons that you would think. I suffer from chronic back issues and migraines, as well as rheumatoid arthritis, so I'm just trying to keep the pain away. I love skincare and sheet masks, so if you ever want to talk that stuff, definitely let me know. I strongly believe that red wine and cheese and crackers are a meal. Don't fight me. If we have anything in common, definitely let me know down below because I am looking for new Booktube friends. So the second question is, why did I start this channel? And yeah, I mean, of course Nicole bullied me, but is that the only reason? I don't think so. I really do want to thank her for doing this and for honestly encouraging me to actually get in front of the camera and film this because I have been so reticent to do so. I have built up Booktube into this giant thing that I cannot get over, and I'm really happy for Nicole pushing me over the edge, and also for all the amazing friends that I've had over the years that are Booktubers who make consistently amazing content. I will tag some of them below, but Adri, Rachel, Mari. There are so many amazing Booktubers that inspire me every single day. So yeah, I've been a longtime lurker who has been watching Booktube for a while and is just afraid of failing in public, but I'm gonna get over that. I'm gonna start making video essays, and welcome to my channel. Next question is, what are some fun and unique things about me that I am bringing to Booktube? I really feel like I'm submitting an application to become a booktuber, and this is very nerve-wracking, but I feel like I bring a lot to the table, quite honestly. One of the things you can expect from me are mid-video costume changes. Do they stay? Do they go? I don't know, but I just wanted to make you aware in case you don't like to see fashion. First of all, I bring very fun fashion. You will always see me in something different. I blame my parents for this because when I was 7 years old, I just remember them being just pick out your outfit. And that has become what is my kind of ongoing love of fashion as an adult. And in particular, I have two fashion icons, Mrs. Roper and Esmeralda. If you notice, these women wear fabulous caftans that not only make them look, in my opinion, extremely elegant and like really freaking cool, they're also extremely comfortable. So while I am not wearing one now because it's very cold and I didn't feel like putting like 3 or 4 layers on before filming this, you will see me in a lot of caftans. And I think you can see from the bookshelves behind me, but I will be bringing lots of color and diversity. I read primarily books by Latinx authors and primarily newer books that are being released. So I'm not relying on the classics. I'm not relying on books from 10, 20, 30 years ago. I am reading new and upcoming Latinx authors and books. So I feel like I'm going to be bringing a large variety of books. There are some Latine creators that I really love here, but we could always use more with the severe lack of representation that we have in publishing. I think one of my other very unique qualifications that I have is that I am over 40. I'm actually 49 years old, and I am here to tell you that if you are over 40, you don't disappear, especially if you are a woman who does not have children. Society wants us to think that we should go crawl in a hole and be old and never be seen or perceived, but we are here, we are doing a lot, and we are resisting all these stereotypes. Related to that, about a year ago, I made the decision that I am just going to go gray. I haven't dyed my hair in over a year, and up to about here on my hair is my natural hair color that includes like 40% gray, and the bottom of my hair is growing out. So at some point I will be maybe chopping off my hair, but at some point I will definitely be totally gray. And yeah, I just don't believe that women have to cover up their grays if they don't want to, and we can visibly show our signs of aging, and like that is okay and natural and like normal. So think of me as the abuelita of booktube. Those are some of the things that I personally am bringing, but some of the content that I'm bringing that I'm super excited about is my top 10 books of 2024. I am one of those people that believes that you should have the entire year to read your books, and then your top 10 will go up sometime the next year. It has been particularly slow this year because of just kind of everything, but yeah, I'm planning to post that in February. I have a scripted piece that I am putting together, a video essay that I am really excited about, that I've been working on since December. That's going to go up next. I'm not going to even like dare to give you timing. There's some things I am bringing over from TikTok that I was pretty regularly doing there as well. I had a series called One Book In, One Book Out. It's actually changing to One Tome In, One Tome Out, because like obviously, but in that series, for every piece of book mail that I get in or every book that I purchase, one book will leave my bookshelves and I sell them on my PANGO bookshop. My PANGO bookshop is linked below, as well as I am an ambassador now for PANGO. So if you use my affiliate link and code Tomes and Textiles, you will get $5 off your first purchase, and hopefully you will buy some books off of my shelves. That's going to also be coming up soon, because I need to like clear stuff out, and I haven't opened book mail this January, and there are a lot of envelopes like sitting right here. They're staring at me as I'm filming this. There's also things on like book censorship and book banning. I live in Florida after all, and I actively do this work, so I want to talk about that. But yeah, there's a lot of things I want to talk to you about in long form format. That was long. So the next question is, what am I most excited about? Mostly I'm excited about learning and trying something new. I have always been extremely intimidated by YouTube. I have felt like I don't belong there because I'm not smart enough, I'm not eloquent enough, I'm not good enough at editing videos. What I say doesn't mean anything, and I feel like TikTok definitely gave me a little more confidence in that. I'm still not 100% confident anyone would want to hear me talk for like 20 plus minutes, but you know what? We're just gonna put out the things that I love, and we're gonna see what happens. So the next question is, when did I start reading? And let's get into a little Carmen lore. English was not my first language, it was actually Spanish, and I went into kindergarten not speaking English at all. So I happened to have a very lovely teacher who was a nun, who not only dedicated time to teaching us our letters and how to read, but she also spent time outside of the classroom with my parents and I, helping me learn English. And I think it was like that special care and attention that I had from an adult who like really wanted to help me, that kind of like, she created like what is the base of my love of reading. And the next question is, why do I love reading? And I think I already answered that, but I really feel like reading is political, reading is information, reading is escape. Like, reading is this solo thing that we do where our minds can go wherever we want them to. And I feel like it is as much of an act of resistance as it is now, as it was, you know, hundreds of years ago. Literacy is political. Like, I feel like all of these things are what we can do in difficult times in order to resist and to learn and to have empathy. I feel like reading is a place where our imaginations are limitless and that anything is possible. And in a world where people are trying to shut down our freedoms, reading is especially now relevant and political and resistance. Before I cry, I just want to go to the next question. You'll hear me kind of say the same things over and over again, but like, what books or series got me into reading? So, I mean, you know how old I am. I can remember reading things like Miss Nelson Goes Missing. I can remember reading The Girl with the Silver Eyes, The Diary of Anne Frank. Those are books that I remember being like in my rotation a lot when I was a kid, in addition to like Judy Blume and The Babysitter's Club. But as an adult, after college, I kind of gave up reading for a while. And one of the books that brought me back into it was reading the Shatter Me series. The fact about me is that the Shatter Me series, when my best friend read it, we became like a 2-person book club, and that's what started me blogging and talking about books on social media with her. So like, I credit that book with a lot of my bookish content creator life because it's what kind of led me to this spot. The next question is what I would ask my favorite booktubers. Can you edit my videos? Can you script my videos? What's something that you wish people had told you before you started on your booktube journey? And just generally, I would be interested if you watched this video and said like, hey, these are things you can do to improve your skills on booktube. Like, I am really interested in learning and creating content that is like engaging and interesting, and I'm a little bit of an introvert and like, I don't know if this all works, you know? So anyway, if you know more about booktube than me, let me know some tips in the comments or answer any or all of those questions. The next question is, what do you think will be the hardest challenges to overcome starting my booktube channel? So booktube has been like the biggest mental hurdle for me because I don't feel that I am an interesting person to watch talk. I don't feel like I'm good at editing, and especially like on my phone versus on my laptop. I did all of my TikTok editing on my phone, and like, looking at the editing software for a laptop, it's like completely overwhelming, and especially when you have so much content to go through. Like, it's just been like a big thing that has kept me from like actually making a booktube video. I've gotten some tips along the way. Thank you, Mari. Thank you, Emma. Thank you a few other people that I've been talking to, that I'm hoping will make this skill something that, you know, is easier to learn, and hopefully I can create like engaging content, but only time will tell. So what kind of books do I read? So I already told you that I read mostly books by Latine authors, probably like 75% of the books, and I will mostly read contemporary, like recently released Latine literature. I do that on purpose because we are underrepresented in traditional publishing, and like I said, I feel like a lot of marketing dollars are not spent on Latine authors, even the biggest ones. I'm a mood reader, and what that means is that I read across all sorts of genres. If I had to pick, I would say that literary fiction, fantasy, and nonfiction are probably my top 3, but you'll see like YA in there, you'll see poetry, you'll see all sorts of different book recommendations. I will never stick to a certain genre unless that's like all I'm reading in a particular time. Oh, and romance. We cannot forget romance because I will kind of palate cleanse during difficult times with romance. I don't read a lot of books by cis straight white men. That is, you guys have the canon, and I don't really feel like the need to read you. Sometimes I will mix in some, but it's so few and so far between. Like, consider them the most marginalized authors on this channel. And just for warning, if you're going to argue with me about that, or like, you know, that's what you're looking for, this channel is probably not for you. And like, that's okay. I'm not for everyone. Some of my favorite authors you may recognize: Silvia Moreno Garcia, Zoraida Cordova, Isabel Allende, Caro de Robertes, Johnny Garza Villa, Carmen Maria Machado. That's just to give you an idea of who I'm reading, but like, really, I'm trying to read as many contemporary Latine authors and tell you about them as possible. So Nicole added in a question of what our bookshelves look like. So these are my rainbow Latinx bookshelves. I have to like move my camera for you to kind of get the full effect, but we are on one side, which is sort of, I don't know, there's black and white books. It's not very well organized. I do need to like recolor coordinate with like all these books that have come in, but I'm not apologizing for these bookshelves because let me reiterate that Latinx books are only 6% of traditionally published books, and they make up 100% of all the books you're about to see, as well as the fact that, yeah, I love these shelves. They're a little messy, but anyway, let me move this for you. All right, so this is about the middle because these are like the three little mini Billies. And this shelf right here, we were talking about my Silvia Moreno Garcia shelf, and then all the way down to the bottom, this whole middle shelf is Silvia Moreno Garcia books. So we can go through those one at a time because I have international editions, multiple special editions, all sorts of, I have a very, very rare one here. So yeah, we can go through all of those. And finally, this is like the pink and red section with like a little bit of rainbow. And I have my book purse here that is a reproduction of 1950s book purse. Christmas, one of my friends gave me the viral book vase. Like my friends are actually paying attention to what I'm doing, which is like wild to me. But anyway, yeah, so these are all my books, and I also have a storage unit, but we can talk about my storage unit at another point in the future. So yeah, these are my shelves. Welcome to them. So where do I read? I think the shorter answer would be where I don't read, because I am ACAB. I'm always carrying a book, whether it's a physical book, an ebook, an audiobook. I've got them all on me on my phone. I have an e-reader that is actually just my iPad, and so I have NetGalley as well as all the different apps on there. And I always have a book with me, some way, shape, or form. I have a massive book tote collection that has just happened from all these years of being online, and so I will always like try to have like a book tote with at least one book in it, sometimes two or three. So anyway, yeah, I'm always reading everywhere except when I'm in the middle of a slump like I am right now, but we're not going to talk about that because I'm trying to start my booktube channel. We've reached the last question, which is to tag someone else, and almost everyone I know on booktube has been on here for a long time and creating content for a long time, but Nicole did tag me with some of my friends, so I'm going to tag Lizzie and Meg and Isabel and Natalia, who are both authors, so whether or not they want to do this or not is totally up to them. But, and if you're seeing this and you are new to booktube, I am tagging you too, because I'm not here to leave anyone out. I want everyone included in this tag, and if you do it because you saw me, then please tag me. So I'm done talking about myself. I'm looking forward to creating more booktube content and sharing it with you, and